Hey, how you doing? Hey, forget about it. Yeah. Everyone knows how to speak arson now. Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. Stop breaking my balls. Forget about it. All right. We clearly don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we forgot about it.
Shut the fuck up. Hey, I'm walking here. Thank you. That's a good one. But yes, hi, welcome everyone to another exciting episode of Amara Angels, episode 10. We're in the double digits now, everyone. Yes, we are one step closer to TPK. But welcome. Also, Ocean X. I think that's how your name is pronounced. Thank you so much for the raid. It might have been a mistake. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder who that weird nerd is.
Ah, what a nerd!
I bet
Anyway.
they like goblins. Cringe.
Goblins. Next thing you're gonna tell me they like to draw. Disgusting. Disgusting. Also, Lightning, thank you for the hero point for the party, straight up, right at the start. Because, you know, the party clearly deserves it, and not me. But, yeah, hi, welcome. I am here joined by the one who rated us, the beautiful Ocean X. Hi.
That's me.
Yes. Next up, we have Raiding Blades. Hello, handsome.
Hey everyone.
Then we have.
Are we not gonna talk about
What?
massive? Just like, you know, coming on to RB there.
Listen, I'm coming on to everyone.
Hello, handsome.
Let me get to the other ones. Hi, stunning Savian.
Big titty anime girls only, please.
Okay, fuck you then. And finally, how you doing, Spyro?
What do bees do if they need a ride?
Oh, fucking hell.
They wait at the bus stop.
And this right here is one of my longest. This puntastic idiot is one of my longest friends. Why?
Oh, thank you. I just
Why?
googled stupid jokes.
Why?
And I read what shows up.
Fucking hell. But yes, so we are back to our regularly scheduled sessions because no more daylight savings to fuck up our schedules, which honestly, that's a fucking headache. But anyway, in the last episode, episode 9 of Amara Angels, the angels were on top of a rock, trying to avoid a land shark. Little did they know that the land shark had other ideas and decided to jump on top of them and start brutalizing part of the party, especially one half drow elf who... That was a one shot, wasn't it, RB?
It was.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, one shot, nearly dead. But as the land shark tried to pull the oh fuck, I forgot your class. Artificer. Yes, as the land shark tried to pull the artificer down into the depths below. Not only did the artificer start to unleash a barrage of attacks, but the brave little halfling rogue attacked from above. This pincer attack managed to defeat the land shark. Everyone was happy. People were saved. People that were stranded on that rock by the time the party arrived. Fallon's family, the owner of Fallon's Mart, a store owner from Griffin Crest. The party decided to escort Fallon and his family back to Griffin Crest, as they also had that same destination. And not only did Fallon say that he would try to procure a new leather armor for Violet, who was indeed severely injured by that land shark, but also lost her leather armor. And yes, Car, you made me laugh. You always make me laugh. But the party then decided that they needed to gather information about the location that they were going, because their current mission right now, is to head towards the Temple of Bones, a location on the northern side of the island, closer to Griffin Crest than Blaneport, where they were. And in the Temple of Bones, supposedly, is a shard of Harsin's soul. The current mission is to get the other shard and at least join the one that Violet already has to that one. But there's been a lot of information about the Temple of Bones, including, but not limited to, it is surrounded by undead and also a necrotic miasma that steals your soul, which is always nice and lovely.
That's awesome.
Yes, of course. We love it very much. But either way, the party, I believe you went to the Defender's workbench to talk to Ulrich, the blacksmith, where you sold the mithril armor. And begrudgingly, which you immediately saw that it was melted down for materials, like straight up. The moment they paid, the moment the deal was made, they started the melting process right in front of you, the archaeologist. And I believe you got yourself some. Was it splint armor?
Yeah, so we got splint armor.
Yeah.
I also had the land shark.
Yeah, the land shark scale was affixed to your shield. Yeah.
And then I sold the armor I had as well, I think.
Okay. Yes, you did sell your armor. It was part of the deal. And I believe you gave your crossbow to our little halfling.
Weapons.
Yes, you swapped weapons because you learned that she wanted to buy. Gala learned that she wanted to Sherry wanted to buy a crossbow, so you decided, I don't use my crossbow. You can have my crossbow.
You want mine?
Yeah.
Crossbow.
Yeah, sure. Here. Yeah.
Yep. We also stored spells into the ring of spell storing. Did we decide which one was the one that Gala stored?
No.
Let's say it was Featherfall. Boom. There we go.
Well, it needs to be one that I've I can't just use it now, right? Like we have to do the storing.
You can say you're planning on storing Featherfall once you have a long rest. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the whole idea was that people were when Violet brought that up last night, that we were going to decide what spells to prepare, and then
was it last night?
So we could get to the end of the session.
I thought it was in the morning. Well, I thought it was like the same day we've been exploring.
Listen, you're gonna be in this town at least for another day because you're asking around for information and whatnot. So you can do that throughout this rest of the day. But yes, so after visiting the blacksmith, and I'm gonna say you did spend around 45 minutes to an hour at the blacksmith because remember, your armor needs to be fitted to you, your new armor, and you need to apply your modifications because of.
Oh, I imagine Carla will be doing that like in her own time, but yeah.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing: the armor needs to be fitted to you. That has to happen. Now, during your long rest, you're going to be turning it into your
Yes.
autonomous armor
Exactly.
thing. Yeah, but you did spend some time there being with the armor being fitted to you. But before you go, is there anything else you wish to look for, sell, or buy in the defender's workbench?
Actually, I have one interesting thing to note. It's not actually during a long rest that I can change armor into my techie armor. It's just an action, so long as I have smith's tools.
Oh,
And-
cool. So let's just say it's
But
as part of that armor.
I'll probably be role playing it. That it takes
Yeah.
more time because it's a bit weird if it takes an action.
I think to do. Let's do it like this. It takes an action to do an improvised job, but to do like a
Yeah.
proper looking job, it takes like a long rest.
Like I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm gonna up it as doing it like more
Yeah.
properly. I just thought it was interesting to note that.
Interesting, yeah. But anything else in the defender's workbench, or do you have anywhere else you where do you wish to go next? Because it is around a little bit after midday.
I would like to visit the Church of Light, if there is one.
Yeah, there's usually
There's Alberish the Lumen and the Goliath Enchanter or Relo that were on our
yes.
visit list, along with Unseen Keepers, which was an Adventurers Guild, but they might not help us because we're not guild members.
Yeah, wasn't there somewhere near? Like we came here, we decided to go to the armorers first. Where was the? Wasn't there somewhere else there's somewhere near that we can go afterwards?
Yes, the enchanter is in Old Griffin
Right.
Crest.
Do we want to go? Do we want to go there then?
I got a villain point. Thank you, Casual. Colt, sorry, I keep calling you Casual, but it's Colt. Thank you. But yes, do you want to split up the party, or do you want to all go somewhere? What do you want to do?
Depends if people are going to be waiting while my armor's fitted, I guess.
I'm gonna say, in this case, you waited like the 45 minutes to an hour. You waited around, had lunch, because it is around lunchtime. So you just sat around, had a bit of lunch.
Okay.
So where do you want to go? Do you want to split up? Do you want to all go together? I need all to make a decision.
We can probably go together. Should we go to the enchanters together? Unless there's any reason to split up.
Yeah, we can probably go in the Enchanters and then hit up the Church of Light.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, sure. I'll just go
okay.
wherever.
All right. So you start heading towards the Aurelio's shop, which is called the Commoner's Sanctuary. You start heading through Old Griffin Crest as you start seeing there is a marketplace in this area, and nestled near the marketplace, you see a timber and brick tower with a black shingled roof and a small enclosed deck above the main entrance. You do see several boxes out at the front and a large tree by its side. It seems to be more of a willow tree that's currently leaning way more than it usually is. You also see carrying one of the boxes, a magical construct. You see this empty suit of armor with just energy flowing through it, almost like a network, that is picking up a box and moving it behind the tower, and then returns to pick up another box and then moves back behind the tower as you get closer. Do you wish to enter the tower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. You do see in front of above the door, the main entrance. It basically just says in cursive, "Commoner's Sanctuary," and then in very small letters, on the door itself, "All are welcome." You enter, and once you're inside, you start seeing that this place is not well lit. You do see a couple of candles that seem to give heatless flame scattered about. It's not the best well lit, the most well lit place. You do see there's a counter in front of the door, right in front of the door. You see almost nothing on the walls. This seems to be a very bare location. And then you see a door that leads to the back and a spiraling staircase that leads upwards. Behind the counter, sitting on the spiraling staircase, you see this 9-foot tall Goliath, this hulking behemoth of a humanoid with a book that seems tiny in his hands, but you get a better look at it, and it's probably just big in your hands, especially for the smaller races. This Goliath seems to have some hair on his chin, but it seems like it's an effort to grow more of that hair, and a pair of small glasses on his nose, and he looks at her. Hey, give me a moment. I'm just getting to the good part. He then closes the book and walks over to you. Adventurers, yeah?
You could call us that, yeah?
Yeah. What are you looking for?
Well, browsing wares for one thing is something we're always interested in, but we're also actually we're interested in some information. If you have some to share with us, particularly relating to the Temple of Bones.
You see him frown when you say that, and looks around. That's peculiar.
Yeah, we're quite used to that kind of reaction by now.
No, it's not that. You're the second person today to ask me about Temple of Bones.
The second, I was under the impression it was rather unusual to want to go anywhere near that place.
Exactly.
Who's the first person to ask you?
This fella, a short fella, and he waves his hand to show the height. It's short for him, but it's way above your heads. So, because, size difference, a short fella, he waves his hand, should be around 6 feet tall, 6'1", 6'2", with the way he's waving the hand. Covered in the silver armor, full plate, look like a knight. Pretty man. Gotta say. These weird silver eyes.
We'll keep an eye out for him in case, you know, if he's interested in it, well, then maybe we can share some information.
Sure.
But is there anything that you were able to share with him that you could also share with us?
I mean, I can tell you what I told him. Information isn't free.
Well, of course.
He just stares at you.
Gala will hand over a silver.
You know, information like this, usually people... I'm not trying to take your money. I'm not trying to steal your money, but information like this...
Four more silvers?
A whole gold. We pay. Listen, give me 20 gold and I'll give you the information.
Oh, right.
Azure puts down 5 gold.
Well, I was going to say before that, perhaps, I mean, is it anything more than what we already know, which is that the Temple of Bones is surrounded by this miasma that drains the life force out of everyone in it. It's surrounded by skeletons, obviously. Wearing any kind of mask doesn't seem to stop the miasma. Is the information you have anything more than that?
You know what? Just because of that, I'm going to drop it down to 10 gold.
All right. Gal will put forth the other 5 gold.
Yeah. Gives you a nod. You see, he just pockets it. Doesn't even put it in a box or anything. He just puts it in his pocket. Well, you know the basics. Skeletons, undead, miasma, necrotic.
Quite an unwelcoming place.
Sorry, what was that?
Quite an unwelcoming place.
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as I know, it's been centuries since someone actually ventured inside. So, yeah, I suppose so.
Do people ever go in the general area, like into the miasma?
As far as I know, ain't nobody's getting anywhere near that, because to get there, you gotta go. He pauses for a moment. Give me a moment. He turns around and you see he shuffles inside a small bag that he has. And then you see him pull out this large map from this tiny satchel on his belt. And then he puts the map down. So, this here is a map of Hanma. He puts his finger down on Griffin Crest. This is where we are. This is where the Temple of Bones is. He puts his finger over there, and then he circles the large forested area. Now, there's 2 ways to get there. There's the Forest of Kyra, and then there's this path. We call it the Edge Road. Either way is going to get you killed. That's what I told the other one.
Get us killed how?
Well, I was getting to that. This area, the Edge Road, from what I heard, centuries ago, it was fine. But now it's kind of a nest of wyverns. Ain't nobody gonna get near that without some wyverns swooping down and eating you.
Is Violet familiar with wyverns?
I mean, everyone in general knows what a wyvern is, because they're not, a plague, but they are abundant in Amara, simply because they're a flying creature that causes a lot of trouble to transports. You know, they are draconic creatures, large, nasty, incredibly violent, and they are well known for their poisonous stingers.
Oh, they're giant mosquitoes. Gotcha.
Sure. It's common knowledge that wyvern poison is one of the deadliest poisons there is. But you know, they're big enough that the poison isn't the only worry.
Right. Well, so if the Edroad is that deadly, since wyverns are probably not something that's good to run into, what makes the forest just as bad?
You're not from around here, I can tell. He sighs. Neither was the other guy, right? So there's a legend around here. I don't know if you've ever heard the name Mother Kyra, but there's a legend of this old, ancient spider. They say she's thousands of years old. She's huge, she's nasty, and her brood dominates the forest. That's why we named it that, and ain't nobody gonna get anywhere near that forest, because even if you manage to escape the other spiders, the smaller ones, legend says Mother Kyra's gonna find you and you're gonna be in her web pretty soon. So everyone usually they try to avoid either path, so nobody goes to the Temple of Bones because of that. Well, you know, besides the obvious of it being pretty fucking deadly. There's a few legends about Mother Kyra, so.
What,
Another
Has
hero,
Violet heard
another
of
villain
this
point!
Mother Kyra before?
Fucking hell! I mean,
Thanks, Thunders.
I have
That's
two.
great.
Thank you, Thunders. So, I'll go roll me. You can roll a history, Violet. It's gonna be a difficult roll because it's it's something from around this area. But 13. Okay. The name Mother Kyra, especially, does ring a bell. But what you've heard is basically the same thing that you've just been told.
Gotcha.
So either way, getting there is going to be next to impossible. And once you get there, you have to deal with the miasma. Now, from what I heard, this energy, it's not like it hurts you. It's not like it constantly just hurting you and damaging your body or your soul. It's literally taking your energy. The closer the longer you stay in there, the more and more tired you're going to be. Until eventually you can't move. I guess by then the undead are going to take you and turn you into one of them. But if you have ways of magically getting rid of that tiredness, I mean, I guess that's one way of doing it. Although, if you're resistant to necrotic energies just naturally, it shouldn't affect you.
So not even like the local adventurers guild ever goes anywhere near there. Everyone just I mean, surely if people know what the effects of these miasma is, and there's some records of people who've ventured in there, or perhaps even warded off the effects, like you said.
Now the story goes that the Church of Light tried to go in there and they fucked it up. It's like the last attempt that anyone tried to go into the Temple of Bones, but like I told you, either Edge Road or Forest of Kyra, nobody's gonna go through there. What I assumed happened was back then, the Wyverns weren't there. So people could at least attempt to go there, but it's been a long time since then.
I see, and you said having resistance against necrotic energy would help, mitigate the effects. That's not, as an enchanter, that's not something that you know how to instill on someone through magic, potions, or items or anything, is it?
Resistance like that. I do happen to have a scroll. It'll protect one of you. If you want potions, though, I don't deal with potions. You're gonna have to talk to Ryrock at the Bubbling Alchemical Academy. He and his students usually, they work on lots of different potions, so maybe. Now, if you want me to enchant something to protect you, I can work on something like that, but it's going to take some time.
I understand.
I specialize in... He speaks this very calmly. I specialize in making cantrip scrolls and basic enchantments. What I usually make around here is for, more common folk. People who can't afford lower prices and that want more basic and easier and weaker magical help for their day-to-day and things like that. If you want cantrips, I got them. If you want basic spells, I got quite a few. But that kind of stuff, it's harder to get. I'd need some time.
I understand. Is there any other questions that any of you could think of?
You mentioned there are some legends, some tales about this Mother Kyra. Are there any you can share with us? Anywhere we could go to read them, to learn of them?
Oh, Mother Kyra, yeah. Well, everyone that grew up on Hanma has heard about Mother Kyra. Usually it's more mothers telling their kids that if they don't behave, they don't go to bed before sundown, if they, I don't know, don't eat their greens, Mother Kyra's gonna crawl into their homes and drag you off and eat you. Eyes first. He does this little shrug. You know how those tales usually go, but
Yeah.
as for more concrete tales, legend says that the spider itself was a magical experiment back during a war a couple of thousand years ago. Didn't go too well, and the spider got free. Started making its nest in the forest. It said it ate so many demons that it started to grow and grow and grow. Till it's the monster that it is today. Luckily, if the spider does exist, it's never left the forest. Because here's the thing, it's all legends. We don't know if there actually is a Mother Kyra. But what we do know is that the forest is full of big fuck-off spiders. So it does lend a little bit of credence to the tale.
I see. Then these spiders in particular, is there anything like other than being like, you know, particularly large, is there anything like rather any especially notable about them? I assume they might have some kind of venom.
Is that not, is big fuck-off spiders the size of horses isn't enough for you?
Well, no, I'm just, you know, just in case there's anything
I'm
else you need to
joking.
know about them.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Right.
I guess some of them might have poison. Probably most of them. The thing is, the forest is covered in their web, so if you're not careful, you're gonna get stuck. And if you get stuck, you're just gonna attract a lot of them.
Right. If you manage to, if in theory, if you could avoid most of the webs, though, with that, well, probably a lot less spiders would come since you wouldn't, you know, attract them. Right.
I don't know, probably. I do know that Ryrock, we were talking, he's a friend, we were talking a couple of years ago, and he did mention that he does have a concoction that does dissolve the spider webs. So if you go there and you get there, that it might help you. It's not going to help you from being surrounded in spiders, but at least you won't get stuck if that's the case.
That would be useful. I think we were gonna see if we could talk to Ryrak anyway, for in case of the in case he had anything for this the miasma, but that's even more reason. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah. If you're looking for, if you want to go through the wyverns, though, it's not much I can help you with. There's the venom from their tails, which, granted, if you get your hands on that, I'm pretty sure Ryrox is gonna pay you top coin for that, because that's some potent venom.
I imagine the problem then would be, you know, getting your hands on it and not getting it in your hands.
Yeah, well, I reckon having some anti-venom is going to help, but wyvern poison is usually so strong that even anti-venom is only going to help your body fight off the effects. It's not going to completely nullify it. I assume Ryrak has anti-venom. He has all sorts of that kind of stuff. I do have something that might help. If you don't have means of attacking at a distance, I do happen to have a scroll of Earthbind. If it does work, it'll pull the monster down to the ground, making it unable to fly for a bit. It is costly, though.
Well, we'll keep that in mind if we decide to go this wyvern route, though. To be honest, out of the two, it does seem like the more deadly one.
He shrugged. Listen, I'm not getting anywhere near spiders, but then again, big fuck off dragons. No.
Yeah, I mean, good options really are there.
Yeah, well, the option to not go to the Temple of Bones is there, I guess.
That is true.
Yeah. Well, either way, sorry if I can get you any more information. If you were looking for more information, I suppose. I don't know if the church is gonna know anything about this, but there's Lord Rurik Luthger. He does have a library. Probably might have something there if you gain access.
We did hear about that. How would we go about getting access? Do you know, would we just have to request an audience and request access, or
Suppose
anyone we
so.
could go through?
I don't know anyone there. You might want to talk to. I don't know. I don't know if the Lumen knows. Or just go to the steward and try to get an audience.
We'll try asking around.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't be more helpful.
No, you were very helpful to us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Maybe just knowing our options, however deadly they may be, and that definitely gives us more information than we had.
Yeah. Well, if you're interested in buying cantrips, I got some stuff for you, and also got He
have
looked.
any
He looked around. Got any other what?
any other magical items and weapons and stuff that might not necessarily particularly relevant to the Temple of Bones, just anything that's
I mean, yeah, I do got some stuff in the back. Kept safe. Depends on what you're looking for. That depends on how much money you got.
at the moment, me personally, not a whole lot, but I'll definitely let you know if I come into any cash.
Well, for the more, he pauses, affordable side of the spectrum for adventurers, I do got some dust of disappearance.
How much would that run?
Dust of disappearance, well, currently I'm selling it for 300 gold.
Well, I think we'll have to decide on which, if we are indeed going to the Temple of Bones, I think we'll have to decide on which route we'll take, and then we'll figure out which, if we need anything in particular.
Sure.
So,
Well, if you're ever looking to sell any magical items or buy anything, you know I'm here.
we'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And he starts pointing, giving you directions to Rurik,
Oh yeah,
to the God damn it, what's it called?
the bubbling alchemical.
Bubbling
Academy.
Alchemical Academy. Yes. You can't miss it. You really can't miss it. It's a big building.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Gives you a nod. At this point, you do see there's a dwarf that walks in. Hey, you got that scroll I asked for. And he just walks over to the counter and he shifts his attention to the new client.
All right, I guess we're going to the alchemical academy, maybe, or should we
Spyro?
go there later?
Yeah. But I'll catch up with you. I'll just need to ask him something.
Yeah, all right. Where do we want to go then? I mean, the academy seems like a good place for picking up anything to resist this miasma and such. But maybe there'll be information there. But seems like maybe the lumen, right?
Yeah, maybe the alchemist, and then the lumen.
Right.
Oh, sorry, sure. You said you wanted to stay behind a bit.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you.
I mean, I can stick behind with you as well, just so none of us are alone, unless you want to be.
No, it's all right. Just need to ask him one last question.
Yeah, you do see him. He turns to the dwarf. Give me a moment, Benny. You need anything else?
Yeah, that man that came here asking for the Temple of Bones.
Yeah.
What did he look like? Besides the
I told
silver
you.
eyes.
I told you, silver eyes. He's tall. Has this blonde hair. Short. Has a beard. Silver armor. He does have he does have the symbol of the light on it on the armor. Damn, Sev, that scared the shit out of me.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Plays the lights, bro.
Um. Oh yeah. It does have the symbol of the light on his armor, if I remember correctly. Oh, and
Thank you.
this big ass white horse that was outside. I saw it through the window.
Thank you for your help.
No problem. He goes back to talk to the other one, and you meet the other ones outside. So, what do you want to do? Tell me. Someone speak, please.
We're going to the alchemist, right?
This island is really spooky.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Maybe Alchemist and then because I'm presuming that's closer, and then the Lumen.
Yeah, the alchemist is in Old Griffin Crest as well.
All right.
Alchemist then. I'm also gonna quickly take a bathroom break. I'm bursting. So
Oh, okay.
go back. Sorry.
No problem. I am gonna drink something because I'm a thirsty bitch right now.
Hydration check.
Yes, hydration check.
Yeah, nice. We haven't done those in a while.
Yeah, because people in chat don't redeem it. So we as streamers don't. Thank you, RB.
Oh, there's always so much more fun stuff to read.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
no,
that's-
this is true.
I always remember to drink my water while I'm streaming, especially if I'm streaming Super Robot Wars 30, and it's like, yes, I sure do love voice acting all of the characters.
Y'all shall die of thirst. No, but okay. All right. So while we wait for Oshio, you start heading towards the academy. As you go through the streets, again, you see mostly dwarves walking around. As we established, Griffin Crest does have a large population of dwarves. What you do notice, though, is a couple of griffins, actual griffins, flying through the air. At one point, you're walking through the streets, and these two griffins, with armor, just fly through the air, cross most of the city in one swoop, and then you see them start heading towards the castle and then land on the roof of the castle. I don't know what your passive perceptions are, but if you have what to say
12.
above. Okay, so yeah, you only need above like a 12 or 14. You do see these griffins do have like knights, actual knights flying on them. You do see some dwarves that are currently riding them as they pass by.
Did the dwarves have silver armor?
Not silver armor, no.
I'm back.
Welcome back. I was just saying that the party, as you're walking to the academy, you see two griffins fly overhead and head towards the castle, being ridden by two dwarves in armor, not silver armor, just normal dwarven make armor, as they just fly overhead. But eventually, you do reach the Bubbling Alchemical Academy. As you get there, still in the market area, you start seeing this brick building that is quite large. It has clearly two different sections that seem to have been merged together. Clearly two different buildings that were reworked into one building, and then quote unquote customized to almost more or less look like they're the same. You see reinforced wooden doors, but you also see vines that are currently covering the whole building. Not strangling the building, but just growing unchecked all around the building. On top of the main entrance, you see this large grandfather clock that is just imbued into the wall, leaning slightly to the side, but still it seems to be working properly. Like the pendulum is still working, defying gravity, and it's basically giving the time properly. What you do see that isn't the building, you see a couple of dwarves outside, young ones. They have basically just stubble for beards. One of them has this little tiny braid on his chin. They seem to be fairly young dwarves, probably 70, 80 years old. Currently, they have books open and they seem to be discussing some alchemical components. And as you get to the door, one of them looks up. Oi! Can I help you?
Yes, we just came over from the Enchanters, or Orilo, and he deferred us over here to find and speak with Ryrock.
Oh, you want the headmaster, hey? You do hear. He turns to one another, and they start speaking in Dwarven. I'll get a load of these ones. Yeah, I know. They look kind of. I know, right? They start laughing at each other.
Violet's gonna respond in Dwarvish. I'm sorry, we look like what exactly?
They stop. They look at each other. They look at you. The headmaster's not this entrance. You could use the other entrance and talk to. Excuse us. And they get up and they start rushing into the academy.
Garland nudges Violet. She's like, I don't know what you just did, but good job.
Thanks. Violet's gonna smile and then I guess go to this other entrance they're referring to.
All right. There is. If you start going around the building, you see a side entrance, a smaller door, and it does say in big bold letters, Ryrock Brazik, headmaster. Underneath it, just big display. You open the door, you go in, and you do see.
Not full of himself.
Nah. What are you talking about? You go in and you do see a younger female dwarf. She does have like these very hairy sideburns that reach almost down to her chin, but this long golden ponytail. She has like this pair of large glasses, like bottom of the bottle style, like thick. The glass itself is like mega thick. And when she turns around to look at you, her eyes seem like twice the size. And you also notice she has this parchment that is floating and a quill that is writing something by itself. As she turns around, oh, good day. Can I help you?
We looking for Ryrock?
Oh, you want to talk to the headmaster? Well, headmaster's currently in a lesson. If you'll care to wait, he'll be back in. She looks at her wrist, and you do see a wristwatch, like this thick, huge mechanical device that is probably way too heavy for her wrist. I'll be done in 20 minutes if you care to wait.
I think we're fine to wait. That's a nice watch, by the way.
Hey, my pa gave it to me. Well, thank you. Would you like some tea? Water? Ale?
Oh, if you don't mind, yeah.
Which one?
Oh, tea for me, please.
All right, that's a tea. Turns to the other ones.
I'm gonna step out and take a bit of fresh air while I wait. But thank you very much.
All right, darling.
I'd like some water, please.
Water? Okay.
I'll
And
take some water.
water. 2 waters in the tea. Got it. And you see her. She turns around. She doesn't leave. She just waves her finger, and you see a tea kettle that actually starts to heat up. And then she pours out two glasses of water and brings it to Sherry and Azure. They seem room temperature, but then you see she waves her finger, and the 2 glasses immediately cool down really fast.
Ooh.
He smiles as someone seems impressed by like her little cantrips. Oh, and he.
Cool.
Well, nothing but a wee bit of magic. And as she brings over the tea, and yeah. Violet, are you doing anything outside, or just rather wait outside?
After she's outside, she's gonna check real quick. Does Harson seem to be resting in his card?
Yeah, when you flip through the cards, you do see Harson is currently. Actually, you don't see Harson. You see a coffin that is currently with a closed lid.
Are little
Alright.
Z's floating above the coffin?
You know what? Yes.
instead of RIP, it's ZZZ.
Yeah.
Oh no, well,
okay.
the RIP is a resting in peace.
Yeah, it just says at the bottom.
There's a tombstone that reads, "I'm sleeping over here."
Hey!
I'm sleeping.
Oh my god. Okay.
Violet will then keep shuffling through her cards, just kind of look through them for about a couple minutes before heading
Okay.
back inside.
You do get to one of the cards that you hear in your head. Damn, that dwarf girl got some big bazonkas, don't she? It's the misogynist card.
She's gonna flick the card before moving on to the next one.
Hey, what are you? Oh, come on, man. You're never getting rid of the misogynist card. But you go back inside?
Yeah, after a couple minutes or so.
Okay. She actually asked you, do you want some tea or water or anything?
Some tea would be good.
She gives you tea. It's good tea. It's like this herbal tea. It tastes quite good. And you actually know, because it's her. You actually feel those that are drinking tea. You actually feel slightly more rejuvenated. It's like your muscles are relaxed. It seems to have a good effect on you, but eventually, the 20 minutes are up, and after 1 or 2 minutes, the door opens, and you see this dwarf, older fellow, with a balding head. Like the top of his head is completely bald. The sides are white hair. Growing a little bit too much over the years, and he has this not even braided, just long beard that reaches more or less to his waist, and then all of his clothes are either have stains or burn marks on it, and but what you do notice, he has this golden chain around his neck, several bracelets, and several rings, all gold and silver, as he walks over. All right, class is done, and oh, who might you be? Ready for me?
Oh,
Yes, we were referred to you. We were speaking with Aurelo, the enchanter.
Ah,
Covered
steady
sanctuary.
hand. Hey, hey.
Hello, my name's Violet.
I'm Gala.
Sherry. She'll sip more water.
Hey, pleasure to meet ya. My name is Rairak Brazik. Come in. And he opens the door to his office. You do see the office just covered in alchemist materials and flasks, some empty, some full with chemicals that you probably don't want to know what they do, given that some of them are glowing, but he does pull some chairs. There's like 2 chairs and like 2 stools that, sorry, don't have more chairs, but he sits down on his big chair. So, what the steady hand send you my way for you?
Well, you see, we are looking into exploring the Temple of Bones.
The Temple of Bones, are you? That's peculiar. All right.
Yes, and we heard, well, we were speaking with Aurelo about, some of his knowledge and whatnot, and he said that, you know, he told us about the different paths that need to get in there, and the spiders and the wyverns, and then also specifically about the negative energies that shield the place. And
Hey.
he recommended you as someone who might have some various potions or chemicals or something like that can maybe help us either resist the effects of the miasma or a necrotic energy, or make it easier to get there. So something about dissolving spider webs.
Oh, that's steady hand. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I do have a couple of potions that might be able to protect you from the miasma, if we're talking about that. They'll basically work for an hour and keep whatever necrotic energies are working to not affect you as much. And from what we know of the miasma, it doesn't. If you have good physical defenses or magical defenses, it's not going to be able to kill you outright. So, I suppose you can take that, and you can, at least for the next hour, you'll be safe. However, those potions, they do cost a few coins. Materials are not easy to find, and still gotta make a profit. Got an academy to run, and he points all around him.
I understand. How much would these potions be?
A potion of resistance of this sort is gonna set you back 300 gold per potion.
Doesn't surprise me that it's expensive.
Yes. I mean, there's a reason why people don't go to the Temple of Bones. It's not just because it's deadly, it's because you're probably going to waste all your money just to not die immediately.
I mean, if the potions you say only last an hour, but so, I mean, even then, you probably need multiple in order to properly look around or explore it.
If you're taking your time and you're not focused, probably.
Realistically, I mean, we don't need at least 4 because there's 4 of us.
Well, If you're buying 4, I can make you a little bit of a discount. Cause I'm a sensible kind of guy, eh?
That would be very generous of you. Although
Aye.
I'm not sure.
You were sent by Steadyhead, so immediately like ya. If you're buying 4, I'll you know what? I'll do it for 1,000 gold. It's almost like 1 for free, huh?
Dollar's going to look to the others. Is that something we can afford?
We have to make a little bit more money beforehand.
Maybe not yet.
Right, we might have to do a couple of jobs before we can afford it, but it is definitely something we're interested in.
That's fair. That's fair. These kinds of things, you shouldn't rush into it. Temple of
Absolutely.
Bones, probably you shouldn't even go there to begin with. But if you got business there, you got business there. It's not none of my business. So I'm not gonna judge you. But you're probably gonna die. Just being honest.
Another thing.
Hey.
Were we the first ones to come to you asking about the Temple of the Bones?
Hey.
It's just that when we were speaking with Aurelio, he said that there was a person dressed in silver armor with silver eyes, with the symbolism of the light on them, that came asking as well. And I just thought that maybe if he had directed us to you, then he might have done the same with this other person, and they might have dropped by.
No. Well, it's been, I can tell you this much. It's been probably 150 to 200 years since I've last talked about the Temple of Bones, so... Either it came...
A long time.
Hey, I'm an old man. he just rubs his belly. Yeah, but either he came and I wasn't here, or he just didn't come.
There doesn't happen to be any information you could share with us that we don't know. We've already spoken to sorry, my brain's gone dead. We've already spoken to Aurelio, and he's told us about the past there, and we already knew about the miasma and skeletons and whatnot. I don't. If there's anything else you can share with us, then we'd be most grateful. But
I'll tell you what, if what Steadyhead knows is probably more than what I know about that place. I don't tend to go there. Do you know about the fucking wyverns?
we do. We know about the past there and the wyverns and the spiders.
And the spiders.
Yeah.
I'm not going there. And I usually don't talk too much about places I am terrified of going to, or sending anyone and have that on my conscience.
That's very understandable. Just asking, just for the sake of, just in case.
If you do go, I will tell you this. If you get me some wyvern poison, if you get me a flask of wyvern poison, I'll trade you for a potion. That's a very valuable poison.
We heard that from Aurelio. That would be most handy.
Hey.
But that would require 2 trips. We'd have to go to the wyverns and then come back and then go there.
I mean, you can get to the wyverns in.
I suppose that would be a good idea to we're preparing for the Temple of Bones.
You can get to the wyverns in.
How much poisons in each of these wyverns? Can we only get one vial from each one, or do you think we can get multiple?
No, probably just 1 vial. So there's a gland inside their tails. It's what produces at the base of their tails. Is what produces the. You actually see his eyes get more focused and his voice changes enough that he is all business, like lecture mode. So the base of their tails is where there's a gland that creates the poison. It mixes up different kinds of chemicals to create this deadly wyvern poison. And then there's these channels that travel throughout the tail down to the stinger. Now, what happens is this the poison coats the underside of the stinger, because at the very tip of the stinger, there's this little orifice that just constantly lets out a tiny fraction of the venom. So small quantities of this venom are enough to coat the stinger, and then when it stings you, it kills you. Very potent poison.
Right. That's well, it is very interesting. But yeah, if we wanted 4 vials, then we need to find and take down 4 wyverns, which is quite a few. But it's definitely probably. I mean, the best. In terms of the ultimate goal of the temple, there might be something we have to look into. I imagine at least there's more information on the wyverns than the temple itself, if only due to the proximity.
Oh, there's a lot of information about wyverns if you want to study it. Ask around, people. I know the physiology of the wyverns. Don't know how to fight them properly, because wyverns usually, you shoot them down until they die or they kill you. That's usually what people do.
Well, their venom's in their tails, so they presumably need to come close, and if they're trying to,
Of
take
course.
you down.
But they have high maneuverability in the air. They are surprisingly fast for how big they are. Trust me. The moment you see a wyvern, it's already too late, because a wyvern will swoop down before you can run away.
Do you know if they happen to? I don't mean this isn't to do with this physiology, more behaviour, but do you know if they do they normally go around alone? Do they in packs? Or they
Never
are we
packs.
likely to? All right.
Never packs. They're either solitary creatures or they find a mate. And if
Right.
a wyvern has a mate, it's only until the eggs hatch. Then
No, I
they
imagine
become solitary.
One of them's watching the eggs then.
Always, yes.
So yeah, so running into one is probably the most then, I imagine, unless we happen to cross the eggs, but that seems unlikely.
Usually, if you get into a territory that's too close to the eggs, you're going to fight two. But if you're going to a territory away from the eggs, you're probably going to fight one, unless, of course, since they're territorial, two of them might think you're in the territory, and they might attack you as well, or they could fight each other. Usually, you encounter one, unless you're very not lucky. But then again, if you encounter one, you're already not lucky. There's a reason why people fight fucking wyverns on fucking flying ships with cannons. Excuse my language.
Cherry's distracted looking at the pretty chemicals.
Oh, there's plenty of pretty chemicals. Oh, you like that, lass?
Mm-hmm.
You actually see him get up. You know what? You're a cute lass. Let me give you some. And he takes one of the chemicals. It has this glowing green, like almost radioactive ooze kind of look to it. It brings you the vial. Takes a cork, puts it on. Take this, put it on whatever food you want, and trust me, it's going to taste delicious.
Ooh.
Aye, and he just ruffles your hair and goes back to his seat. All right. Anything else you wish to ask me, or other business we can do?
I think that will be all for now. But if we decide to go hunting for wyverns, then you'll definitely be the first person to find out.
Aye. We'll say this. If you do happen to go to the Temple of Bones, and we don't talk again, keep an eye out. Any chemicals, alchemical components, anything you might find that might be useful for the Academy. We're always looking for more materials, especially rare ones. The Temple of Bones, as far as we know, it's a couple of thousand years old. If things are still working there, and if the miasma has altered any components, that might be interesting. Actually, you see him stop. That might be interesting, actually. And he takes, he snaps his fingers, and you see the quill fly up with the parchment and starts writing. Yes. You may go. Yes. The necrotic energies might be altered. Yeah, he's not even listening to you.
Yeah, Gala's gonna just shuffle out.
All right.
Right. I guess that gives us an option. I suppose next is the lumen. Unless there was anywhere else.
It's up to you.
Else?
I think Lumen next.
Yeah.
Because when Lumen was also like we were talking, wasn't that a suggestion that we could maybe get access to the library by talking to?
Mm-hmm. I think it was.
To get to the library, what was proposed is talking to the steward at the castle to get an audition with the Lord. That is, if you want to use the library at the castle.
For now, though, I mean, guess off to the Lumen.
All right. So
yeah, if we go into the library, then we'd spend a while there, I imagine. So probably the last place we'll go for information.
Assuming they let you in.
Yeah.
So to go to the church, you do need to go to the Night Cross. I'm gonna say at this point, by the time you get there, it's not sunset yet, but it's getting close to it. And as you get there, you do see it's a bigger church than Blainport. Carries exactly the same design though, except for the large tower with the bell that Blainport's has. This one has a smaller tower with a smaller bell, but it does have this large stained glass window. You get there, you do see there is a service that is currently in the process of wrapping up, and as it ends, you do see a dwarven priest has the usual standard white and golden robes of the lumen of the Church of Light, as he is talking with a couple of acolytes, and you can approach him if you want. I assume you approach him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He goes, yes, what do you need?
Oh, well, we were... don't know if... Gull's going to look to Azure. Don't know if Azure wants to take this one. We're looking for...
We're looking for a way into the Temple of Bones.
Oh, good heavens! A temple!
Sherry jumps at his
Yes.
exclamation.
We're used to that by now.
Oh, another one talking about the Temple of Bones. Oh,
Another one.
Yes.
Was there a figure with silver eyes and silver armor that asked you about it?
No, yes, the knight. Yes.
You know this person?
I don't know him, specifically, but he seems to be a paladin of the light. Seems to want in on the Temple of Bones. Look for a lot of information about it. I gave him all I could.
And
And
what
what can you give
information would
us?
that? Sorry, what Azure said.
Yeah, what did you say, Azure?
And what can you give us?
You see him. He starts going into information. He's basically giving you the same information that you've been getting so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's spooky. There are spiders and wyverns and undead. Oh my.
Yes. And the miasma. Ooh.
Do you know where this knight is? Like where they're staying, or?
I don't know, but if they're staying I gave an offer to stay at the cloister, but they didn't want to, so I assume they're staying at an inn here.
What would be the most? What inn do most people stay at?
Usually at the Courageous Tankard.
Thank you. That's very appreciative of your help.
Hi. Oh,
Also, on another note, is there any assistance that you require? I specialize in healing, but I can offer my help.
oh, child, you're an acolyte, aren't you?
Yeah.
Ah, bless your heart. Well, currently we don't need anything, but if you need anything, you know the church is always welcome.
Thank you, but we will keep on our adventure.
Well, I will say this. If you're planning on going to the Temple of Bones, where the undead reign, it could do you some good to carry some holy water and holy oils.
How might we procure that, or would my friend here be as a cleric be able to make some herself, or?
She should be able to, yes. But we also provide them for a donation.
Out of character, I think I don't have that spell. I mean, I think I do, but I didn't register it. It's the spell that paladins get, right? The level 1 that allows them to marry and purify water.
Yeah, it's ceremony, yeah.
Well, you don't need to use it now, right? If you can prepare it.
Yeah, you can prepare it anytime. It's ceremony.
Yeah, you're not like me
Yeah.
where you can only change your spells every time you level.
Yeah, it does cost you 25 gold to make it. But
Is that the donation the church asks of 25 gold?
actually, yes.
Gotcha.
So they don't have to pay for the for the materials.
Yeah.
Actually, is it? Oh, wait. Yes, it's 25 gold.
I just didn't know if it was like for 26 gold, and the church pockets the extra gold as a donation.
Oh.
Or...
Oh, no.
That would be how Jure would handle it.
Yes, that's an Azure specific thing. No, but they do provide holy water. You just need to donate for the materials.
Yeah, so we could donate 25 gold to the church to get the holy water, or we could donate 30 gold to Azure for the holy water.
That seems about right. That seems in character.
All right.
All right. But he is like recommending, if you're going to an unholy place like that, maybe holy water might be good for the nasty undead, or consecrated oils.
What would those consecrated oils do? I've never heard of them.
Oh, the consecrated oils. Yes. They make your weapons. If you pour them on weapons, it will make your weapons magical and against the undeads and fiends. Basically, translation, it bypasses the magical resistance feature of undead and fiends if you pour them on your weapons.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Anything else?
And how much for those?
Oh, for the consecrated oils, it's also
Mhm.
20. It's no, it's actually it's 50 gold, for
Okay.
for a flask. Each flask
That's something that.
less 1 hour.
Okay, that's something that Azure can't make.
No, this is a very specific thing that the ceremony does not cover.
Alright.
Okay, so nothing else.
Well, I think we should make a list of the things we need to gather before going to the Temple of Bones. Right? And then once we have everything, like the potions that the enchant that them.
Hello?
I think we could use some oils, some holy water, maybe some more healing potions. Those potions that we're trading the wyvern poison for, and food, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I actually would. Maybe we should go check out that inn and see if. I mean, this night, if they're presumably an outsider, because no one seems to know them or recognize them, and they're different than the ones flying around here. I mean, if there's someone else that's looking into the Temple of Bones, I mean, maybe we could get some information from them, or, perhaps even team up. I mean, if they're also someone of holy nature, they might be
Violet?
very much in handy.
Well, I'm pretty sure that knight is the person I'm looking for.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. And I don't know what I'm gonna do when I see him.
Well, doesn't that mean we should still seek them out?
Yes. I need to know before deciding.
Let's well, it's probably a good idea to look for this strange night person as soon as possible, in case they leave. Whereas if we're looking to, we want to go to the library, and that's gonna, that'll wait on us. We don't have to go now.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to the tankard then? The courageous tankard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you head towards the courageous tankard, which is actually in the Nightcroft. By now, the sun is the sky is orange with the sunset. As you get there, you see the tavern. It's in a dope tower with gray shingled roofs, and I don't know what that was.
Sorry,
Oh.
I'm adding the ceremony spell because
Okay.
it's not on Molten.
Oh yeah. You do see it contains some small braziers all around it, and once you go inside, you immediately see several tables. People already, lots of dwarves, and only one or two Goliaths sitting down, and you see a counter in the distance, and behind the counter is the largest selection of different alcohols you've ever seen. It seems like a rather busy place. Also, courageous tankard. In case you don't remember, this is the place where the mysterious individual.
Yeah,
that-
protect the owner and was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, we want to speak with that guy."
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
also the
that
same
guy.
place. That guy, yeah.
Hey, we forgot about him.
Of course you did. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. So you get there. Do you just want to sit down? Do you want to talk to anyone? What are you looking to do? You see lots of different people over here.
Jules will go to the counter and ask about the night.
All right. Okay.
Next to her.
Okay. You get there. You do see a female dwarf. She seems to be the owner of the place, and she leans on the counter. You're looking for the knight? Tall fella.
Yeah.
Covered in armor. Handsome.
Yeah.
Oh, the one I'm
Yeah.
thinking of is handsome.
Silver eyes. Blonde hair.
Hi, yes. Actually, he's right over there. Points towards there's the main bar, and then there's these side divisions with some curtains around it, like private areas for people to relax, either have private conversations or just be more apart from the rest, not to be bothered. But it's one of those. I think it's the third one from the left.
Thank you.
Hi. So now you know.
Can I get some wine, please?
Oh, do you want? Okay. Question: do you want the the common thing, the common stuff? Do you want the really good stuff, or do you want the good?
I want wine. I want the common one.
She looks at you disappointed.
Fine.
She looks at you disappointed, but then he gives you a nod and puts it on the table. It's gonna be 1 gold coin for the bottle.
Sure gives her 1 gold and drinks the bottle. What?
You wanted a bottle of wine, right?
No, a glass of wine.
Oh,
That's my fault. She only asked for
oh,
wine, general. Yeah.
oh! Okay? So you just want a tankard. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's my fault. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2 silver.
Okay. And the Jure just drinks it on 1 go and goes to the.
Roll me a
booth,
Constitution
the
saving
20.
throw.
Yes. Yes, I will.
You all just see Azure take this tankard of wine and downs it in 1 go. And she seems fine. Holy shit. Okay. Alright, what now?
She went to the booth that
Okay.
she was pointed at.
What about the rest of you? What are you doing? Are you following Azure? Are you sitting at a table looking from afar? What are you
Sherry's
Yeah,
gonna go
Violet's
to the bar
Violet's going up
and
with
ask
her.
for juice.
Garl will also get some liquor and join as your.
Ooh, okay. First of all,
Violet's not getting a drink, but she is backing up Azure.
okay. So do you also want wine?
Garl will probably just get some like beer or something.
Oh, beer. All right. Good. For a mug of beer, that's 4 copper.
Again.
And for juice, she looks at the little halfling. Oh, little one. I think I have some prune juice in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. I take it you'll just want the water.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a copper, dear.
Okay.
All right. So you all have your drinks except for Violet, and you start heading towards the booth. Yeah. What do you do? The curtain is currently closed.
Azure will open the curtain and get inside.
Okay. You just open the curtain and get inside. As you open the curtain, you see a man, like, leaning over a table, currently in the process of bringing a spoonful of soup to his mouth, and he just stops midway through and looks at you.
Is it a knight?
It is a knight. He is covered in armor, and he's looking at you. Can I help you?
But is he the? No, he's not.
No.
No. Okay. She just stares at him for enough seconds to be uncomfortable.
Is it matching the description of the knight we've been looking for?
Yes. He does have
You're not.
short, blonde hair, almost silver hair, silver eyes, covered in a silver armor with some gold inlays. You see the symbol of the Church of Light on it, and you also see this longsword leaning against this longsword and shield leaning against one of the chairs, one of the seats in the booth. As he still has like the spoon in midair, full of soup, and like a piece of a potato, and is like, can I help you?
Is this the one, Azure?
It's okay. No, Violet. This is awkward. It's okay, sir. I'm the doctor. It's fine.
What?
Oh, Violet, help me.
He just slowly lowers the spoon.
Hello.
Did she have too much to drink? Is this what's going on?
Well,
I
she
understand.
did just drink a glass of wine. Forgive my friend.
Okay.
Hi. My name is
Hi.
Violet. This is Azure.
Hello. Charmed.
Did
Garlic is
Gala
gonna,
and
like-
Sherry follow us?
Garlic's just gonna pop
Yeah,
up.
I'd follow
like,
after with my water.
Are you the guy that's been asking around about the Temple of Bones?
He like leans back. I see. My exploits have been spread already. I was trying to keep it a bit of on the download, but apparently nobody can keep a secret. Yeah, guilty as charged. Been asking around about it. Is there a problem?
Pray I ask,
Yes.
most people don't look about going into the Temple of Bones.
I know. It is a deadly and dangerous, unholy place. It's perfect.
Then perfect for what?
Well, and he smiled at you. You are looking upon a hero. At least, well, that is what I am attempting to, my story to be. I am seeking to name the next age, and I believe this Temple of Bones to be a great place to, at least, do good while he stops for a moment. While practicing for the upcoming war.
You want to do good, or you want to be famous?
He pauses for a moment, looks at you. I'm not sure why I can't do both.
Yes. Actually, that's a good point.
Do you have a specific goal in mind in going to the Temple of the Bones, or...
Well, of course, I'm going to go there. I'm going to cleanse that land of its unholy and unconsecrated impurity, and then I'm going to make my way towards that other place. What's it called? The prison of Harson. Yes, and I'm going to slay the lich dwelling inside.
I'm sorry, the lich.
Yes. Well, that's why. That's why what I assume is in there, judging from the tales I've heard.
How do you plan to consecrate the Temple of Bone? Seems really spooky.
Well, I'm sure with my divine magic and the power of the light, I'll be able to figure out a way once I am inside and figure out where the origin of this unholy unholiness is coming from. Should be quite easy, actually.
How do you plan to protect yourself against the miasma, though?
Oh, don't worry. I am already, He pauses for a moment, gives you a smile, like a very handsome and cocky smile. I was lucky enough to be born gifted with certain abilities. Resistance against such unholy energies is but one of them.
I see. And you plan to just go there by yourself? I mean, what about the spiders or the wyverns to get over there?
No, whew, spiders. No, that would be quite a paltry challenge. But I choose to go through the wyverns. They shouldn't be a problem. One swing of my sword and I should be able to behead one of them.
Can I incite this guy to see if he's actually if he's just full of it, or if he actually has some truth behind his words?
Go on. Roll an insight.
Insight. The bullshit check roll.
The bullshit check. Right, roll for bullshit.
That's what we used to call
really
it.
bad at these.
Whoever wants to roll insight, you can. This is the moment.
I'm so bad at it. Why is every
I'll roll
insight check I roll awful?
I'm a doctor.
Violet loves good stories, so if this guy says he can do it with one blow, man.
Okay, so what you're getting, Violet, is he is very sure of what he's saying, and you don't sense any falsity in his tone, and he is very. You actually feel he has a very magnetic personality. Sherry, you feel something very similar. He is very sure of his abilities, as do you, Azure. But you do notice something, Azure. There was a tremble in his voice when he was talking about the Forest of Kara and the spiders. So immediately and you get the sense that you much rather go with deal with drakes than with spiders.
Azure, in her awkward state that is ongoing, just gonna point at him. I diagnose you with arachnophobia.
that is quite ridiculous. No. Clearly, the wyverns are the bigger challenge here. Yes, of course. Moving on. Are you interested?
May I remind you that your birth was not a gift, but a test, and that you are being tested now to answer in the purity of the light, not to be judged, but to be embraced.
You can't exactly blame someone for being a bit, queasy around some rather large arachnids.
I am not. That is ridiculous. I am not afraid of spiders.
I mean, maybe not normal spiders, but giant spiders.
Not normal or giant spiders. I am not afraid of them.
What about snakes? Are you afraid of snakes?
Can we stop talking about creepy crawly things? That would be.
Sherry will beckon rum out of her pockets.
Can you put that thing away, please?
Well,
It's
he's
all
my
right. He's
friend.
harmless.
Yes. Quite. He's not afraid of rum. Clearly not comfortable. Right. But either way,
It's
that is
alright, sir.
What is why do you ask?
Because we're going to the Temple of Bond.
Oh, are you then? Interesting. Are you looking to cleanse it of its evil impurity as well?
That would probably help it not kill us.
Ah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But-
Oh wait.
But
We
given
need
that,
to-
that such a great warrior such as yourself is going ahead, maybe you can cleanse it and then you can go inside.
I mean, once I've cleansed it of its impurity, you can do what we can do what we wish. I would assume that the Church of Light would reclaim it and turn it into a proper temple to the holy light above. That would be quite the sight, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
And
indeed.
you're not afraid of, even if it's just you all by yourself, about the undead or the wyverns or
It's not the first
any
time.
spiders that might be in the ruins themselves.
It's not the first time I've encountered such challenges. I am quite
Always
certain of my
alone.
abilities. Not alone, no. My horse will be with me, my faithful steed.
Azure will grab his hand.
What's your horse's name?
It's so sad. I'm so sorry for you.
Just looks at
One
you.
day you'll find great companions to share adventures with, such as a light intended.
Right. Turns to Sherry. My horse's name is Teslin.
Ooh, it's a nice name.
Thank you. What is your
Rum is
name?
still out. And she's like, this guy's name is Rum.
Aw, it's a pleasure to meet you. Ram, what is your name? What is all your names? If you now that we are doing introductions, I see.
Well, I'm Gala.
A pleasure. Gala, what would be your tribal name?
Oh, Malice. Malice
Malice. Ah, yes. Wonderful, wonderful pleasure. Looks towards Sherry.
I'm Sherry.
Oh, Sherry. Just Sherry?
Yes.
Ah, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Sherry. And looks towards Violet.
Violet already introduced her and Azure the first.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did, yes. Didn't I take
So the
it?
first thing she said.
Yeah, it's then Violet and Azure, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, my name is Agror Silvran. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wait, what was the last name he said?
Not Tesla, Teslin.
Ah, Teslin. Okay.
It's
Agror. Yes.
Did we hear
Is it
a
Silver?
Silverman
Yeah.
before? Or
Silver?
am I making that up? Yeah.
Red.
No, not
Mm.
really.
Okay.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
familiar.
Not in the
Given
campaign,
that
at
he-
least, no.
Given that he's presenting himself as a well-known hero, would that name ring any bells? At least religion-wise, since he's an Azimar to boot.
Well, I'm gonna say you can roll history or, yeah, you can you can roll history. Whoever would want to.
Okay.
17, 6.
Ooh.
Okay.
Figured I'd
Nah,
roll.
it makes sense. She's very awkward right now. She's very awkward. Yeah. She
I
made
mean,
a bad mistake.
Heroes. The only heroes you know are the heroes of legend, and yeah, Sherry. The one thing you do know is that people are called heroes if they kill the Demon King, and those are the heroes. Those are called heroes. That's the story. Well, I'm gonna say that Violet knows a little bit more details, which is there can be heroes, like heroes, but heroes of the age, like the great heroes, are the ones that slay the Demon King, and once they slay the Demon King, their name becomes the name of the next era, which makes them immortalized as the greatest heroes of that era. Seems to be like, at least seems to be his goal. Something like this.
But this guy's name in particular doesn't ring any bells.
His name in particular, no, doesn't really ring any bells.
I think we probably asked this already, but in which era are we living right now?
Currently, it's the Lele era.
Well, yes. Thank you.
Yes. You're interested in going to the temple as well, then?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're well, you know, we heard that someone else had been asking around about it, so we figured we might as well, you know, seek you out and see if you knew anything we didn't, and if you know, probably safer to go there with more, you know, support.
I do see the value of going in with companions, but I do fear if you don't have any way of naturally resisting the miasma, it might constitute as a little bit of a problem. I do not want companions who would just keel over and die partway through
but
the
that's the
journey.
beauty of friendship, is that you can help your companions to endure in some other way, like we're trying to do. But I think you're just the only person, which is fine. I don't know what it is to be an Azimar. Azimar, you know, you're born with it. All that responsibility and stuff, and I know,
Interesting.
like, all that.
Interesting that you recognize me as an Asimar. Not a lot of
Yes,
people
I've seen.
know or recognize me.
ASMR.
It's a final creature.
I assume Sherry is just whispering to the others and he doesn't hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're not the first Azimar I see, so yeah, you're not special.
Oh, well, yes, I know. I know being an Asima doesn't, by itself does not make me special. It's my strong will and dedication to doing good that makes me what I am. He flashes you a smile.
I hope so. You know what happens when an Azimar does bad things, right?
Anyone can do bad things.
Yes, but Azimar in specific. I've heard the stories of the light burning so bright it turns into ash on the spot.
I've done that to undead.
Normally just stories.
Well, I have done that to undead and other creatures. The light guides my blows, I often say. Well, if you don't have any ways of protecting yourselves, unfortunately, I do not have the capability of doing so without, at the very least, hindering my own capabilities of fighting. So that would be problematic. But if you have some way of doing it, I wouldn't mind some fellow adventurers that would aid me in my quest.
We need money to buy certain items,
Ah,
and then
yes.
we would do. So we would first try to get some jobs, and then we would buy the things we require.
May I ask, what is the your purpose, your objective in going to the Temple of Bones?
Well, if no one's been there in so many years, there's plenty of different cool things you might be able to find. We just found a lot of sort of stuff from ruins we just checked. down
Oh.
south.
I'm an archaeologist. You see, I like to acquire and uncover and discover such interesting things from long forgotten places, and this is a particularly long and forgotten place.
He grabs his mug of wine and raises it. My deepest apologies, Malus Gala. For a moment, I was about to call you treasure hunters, but it would appear that you have more benevolent and worthy cause. Protecting ancient artifacts is something I admire. So, a toast to you.
Yeah.
Yes, but
I'll start sweating.
money's good. Like, we can protect and make some money out of it, right?
Yes, of course. I suppose money does aid in endeavors.
Yes.
If you,
For instance, if we had money, we could go right now.
yes,
But we don't, so we can't.
if you uncovered artifacts, if they are not study worthy, if they are magical items and such, some such, perhaps you can sell them and see if you can get money that way.
Mm-hmm. That's what we've been doing.
Well. My apologies. I do see that you have quite the shield there. That is quite impressive, I may say.
Yes, it's it's functional, but at the same time,
It's mithril.
It's-
It's
yes.
amazing.
So it's kind of a heritage item for me, since I'm now, mithril.
Oh, I'm not trying to. Don't misunderstand. I'm not trying to buy it or convince you to sell it. I was simply
Oh,
admiring your shield.
Thank you. You have a nice armor as well.
Thank you. It is actually passed down to me from one of my ancestors. Quite proud of it.
Oh, really? Can you
Yes,
elaborate?
Sorry?
Can you elaborate?
Well, my grandfather was a paladin of the light as well, and
Was he another number too?
he was. I'd rather not go into detail, but he was a good man, and he passed me down this armor.
At this point, Azure rests her shoulder and balances her head on her hand and just stares at him, waiting for him to continue.
Right. That is all I'm willing to say at this moment.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. I. Yes. Anyway, if your problem is the miasma, I can assure you that I will go through this Temple of Bones. I will not damage any artifacts unless I am forced to, in order to complete the mission. And then, once I am done, you are welcome to go through what is left of the temple and recover those artifacts. There is only so much I can carry, and there's only so much my horse can carry. Yes, and I believe you'll have your pick, if you will. If you are unable to join me on this quest, of course.
When are you leaving? Because we haven't found any jobs yet, and we need to find jobs to get the money, to get the items, to get through the miasma.
Yes. Well, I was planning on leaving tomorrow morning. But if you want me to wait an additional day, I am possibly capable of doing such a thing. Of course, provided you do want my company, I guess.
Yeah, of course. If you're able to cleanse the place, it would be amazing. And
I
if you
don't
have
see any reason that we wouldn't want to travel together
Right.
if we're
All right.
going
Then
to the same place and around the same time.
All
if
right.
you're half as good as your bloating, so you should be a wonderful relation.
no, don't call it gloating. I am merely speaking from experience.
See, there we
I'm
go.
stating fact. It's not gloating. It's not gloating when you're just stating facts.
Yeah, you can state facts and still gloat.
I mean,
Like I'm the greatest doctor in the world and the best healer you'll ever see.
yeah, but
That's a
are you
fact.
though?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Sure. Okay. um. Well, I cannot delay my quest for too long, so I will wait. We'll wait around town for tomorrow, and then I will leave the day after tomorrow, early morning, to get a good start in. If you are able to join me by then, great. If you are not, well, unfortunately, I will have to go on my mission by myself. And once the temple is cleansed, you are free to go in and recover whatever artifacts you think are worth keeping in a museum. And he nods to Gala. Of archaeologists, I highly admire your work ethic. If you are willing to go to a temple of bones to get archaeological finds, you be sure to take good care of them. Talking to you, Gala.
Thank you.
Oh, I
We
was
will meet
muted.
you.
Good
Yeah.
damn. I was speaking.
Oh.
Yeah, Gala was like, yeah.
Totally.
And then out of character, I said, when did he say he was going to the Temple of Bones again?
So he's leaving the day after
The day after
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
early morning.
Perfect movie.
Okay.
Yes. If there's anything else, if there's nothing else, I do have a soup that I would like to finish, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Yeah,
Also-
don't exclude
also-
us from your food.
You shouldn't drink wine at night because then you go to bed and the acidic properties of the wine will cause you a tummy ache and you'll sleep less better.
Didn't
Bye.
you?
Gala looks at the glass of wine and
Didn't you? Didn't you? Oh, okay. All right, fine.
I was expecting vengeance, but no.
I was expecting vengeance, not cringe.
Yes.
Cringeance.
Cringeance. Yes. So
I mean, let's be honest. What's more awful, Spyro? What happened to Azure or the cringe?
Oh, that was so cringe. No. But the vengeance will be brave.
Wow. Okay. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. So you would close the curtain, and well, what do you wish to do?
So, I mean,
well, if we're gonna want to join this guy, then we're gonna need to get those potions from that we can trade for the wyvern stuff, the wyvern poison very quickly. Either that, or we find some other way to make a lot of money, specifically 1,000 gold, to afford them.
I'm not even sure. I mean, even just trying to take down one wyvern, finding one and taking one down would be a tall task, and that only
Yeah.
covered for one. And besides selling stuff, I mean, even then, I'm not sure we can afford it. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, how to necessarily go about it. It's just a lot of money, and
I have an idea, but it's not about making money. It's about something that we should come forward with, and we can cleanse the Lich's soul I mean, I'm not happy about restoring the Lich's soul, are you?
I
If
it
we can
seems like a
clear
nice start.
it,
well, I think it must be something different because Harson is not. Well, he's not a lich. He was a necromancer. His soul is in multiple pieces, and he doesn't even have or at least to his knowledge, a portion of his soul in there. I mean, I, I feel you should ask him about it, but it's also been thousands of years, and with lots of negative energy and um, undead and stuff like that. It's if there really was a lich, it's not unreasonable that it could be someone else.
oh, okay, I'm open to exploring that possibility, which is a very good and valid possibility. But I don't know, splitting the soul, he said he split the soul in three, and I've been thinking, he is a lich, right? So that's
We don't know if he's a lich, is the thing. I mean,
he openly admitted to resurrecting me.
there's a difference between being a lich and being a necromancer. One is raising the dead and using them with your magic, and the other is making yourself an unholy and undead abomination.
Okay, well, but are any of those people good? Like, does it really matter?
I don't necessarily think the act of using that spirits in that way necessarily makes you a bad person. No.
Hmm. You have a point.
I think it's more so
Okay.
what you do with that. And while I agree we don't know everything about Harson, I mean, at the very least, he did help save our lives, and we did
He did. He helped us
promise
stay
to help
alive.
him with this regard, and only
Hmm.
this. I mean, there's
What
nothing
if it
to say
changes?
that we.
Right? Maybe 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2. Maybe Harson plus one of his thirds equals something else.
Yeah, I've been worried about that as well. Um, worst case scenario, I think he would still only be 2/3 of a soul. It's not as if finding just one part will suddenly make him whole again, or give him a body or anything like that. And we haven't promised or given our word to do anything beyond just finding his other soul or this one specific part.
Right. Oh, okay. But what I was suggesting, and I think it's something that we could discuss, is if Agror can cleanse the the Temple of Bones, will we let him cleanse the soul? If we find out that Arson is in fact the lit, the bad one.
Vide's gonna check her card again to see if Arson's awake.
No, no, no.
Resting in peace still. Disease or large.
I was gonna say, if it turns out that Harson is bad, it's a bad person. That's definitely something that we might have to be done.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Gala, Sherry?
Yeah, if he's evil, we can beat him up.
Well, we did kind of promise him that we'd, get his soul. We should probably do that.
Could we even
he
kill
does
him
seem-
while his soul is in pieces?
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
I don't really know how to kill a soul, but also, he seems like a nice guy so far. I mean, he's only been nice to us, really. Be kind of a dick move, really, to
Yeah. So
Again,
how do we go through the Temple of Bones and do the deed, all the while
Well, we
keeping
don't necessarily
our...
need to do a deed.
I
We just
mean,
need to. Yeah, we can
Alright.
we can we promised we made a possibly binding contract to restore this or get this piece of his soul, right?
if assuming Person said that you told me that if once we get closer to his soul, he thinks he'll be able to help point us in the right direction. Assuming it's not the actual cause of the miasma, then simply recovering it and reuniting the two soul parts shouldn't be too difficult. And I suppose even if it was the cause of the miasma, then perhaps the unification, or there could be some sort of, maybe that'd be removing the soul or reuniting it would stop the miasma, or I guess it could be the harsh part of Harson's soul we know could convince the other part to stop it, or I'm not sure.
That's a lot of ifs. Really, I don't think we really know.
Well, yeah, I understand. I mean, it's for all we
It's just
know.
a case of seeing what's going on once we get there. Really,
I mean,
you're
yeah.
worrying about it.
The other just. I mean, the whole thing is just a lot of ifs. I mean, even if we do procure these potions, I mean, they last for an hour. I mean, that's just
We
the
still
first
haven't-
hour of
We still
exploring.
haven't checked out this library. That's probably worth. If we can get access to that, that might have some, at the very least, information from that. There was an expedition a long time ago that caused it to create the miasma and stuff. Maybe there's information from that.
Yes, that might be good. Maybe if we could get an audience with the Lord and I don't know, convince him that we want to go there to, like you said, Gala. I mean, part of it is also just wanting to, not only for Harson's sake, but to see if any treasures or anything of significant
I'm
archaeology.
sure they'll be open to the possibility of liberating the Temple of Bones. We are bringing someone with us who's going to be purifying it. So, if successful, that is going to happen. So,
What if we convince the Lord to fund an expedition? Huh?
Pardon?
What if we convince the Lord to fund the expedition to the Temple of Bones? That would make our money problems go poof.
Well,
We could certainly try if they seem interested.
Library is successful, but that depends very much on what this Lord is like, and I don't really know what they're like. So,
Have you dealt with this problem before, Gala? Trying to get funds?
I haven't really dealt with lords before. I usually, most of my, I usually collect kind of artifacts. I guess I've dealt with some rich individuals before. They often like, collecting strange objects. Not a lord though. It's a bit, very high up.
Yeah, me either.
Don't really come to kind of random people like me.
I will say this. You are not well-known adventurers, at least in these parts.
Yeah.
Like, common sense does tell you that it might be difficult to convince a lord to finance something like this to just complete strangers.
We're totally going to this place full of death that no one ever thought would terrify you. We just need a couple thousand gold pieces.
This isn't Natasha, who already knew that you guys could do shit. No.
Oh yeah, Natasha.
Good times.
well, we can still talk to the Lord and maybe get access to the library, and if any information we find, and well, while the knight definitely wasn't interested in going towards the spiders, I mean, maybe later I can talk to Harson and see if he knows anything about that tale, because they said that tale about the wyverns was thousands of years old. Could very well be something that he's familiar with or knows about. And
The spiders, because the wyverns only a couple of hundred
right,
years ago.
the wyverns are 300. That's why I said,
Yeah.
even though that the knight doesn't want to go to the spiders, if Harson's like, "Hey, yo, that's just a load of crock. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Hey, everything's fine."
Okay. All right. So it is sunset. If you want to go to the castle, you're gonna get there by as night settles in, or you can go in the morning.
I'd say we go now, right? And
Well,
at least talk to the
we were
steward.
advised not to hang around to be out at night, right?
That is true, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
At least not in the night cross.
And that's where, well, presumably we're going to go back. We're going to stay here at the.
Oh, the tavern. The
Great.
tavern is in the night cross. Yes.
Is it like on the very edge? So it's like once you enter night cross, it's like, oh man, only a minute, and then inside.
No, it's right around where the age is. The age in night cross.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
jeez.
Yeah, maybe in the morning. I don't think there was anything else that we wanted to. When did the what's his name? The dwarfs for the general store, when they said to come back.
Oh, Fallon in the next day. Yeah, you'll have you a leather armor
Okay.
the next day.
Okay.
So
So the only other thing I could think of is if we wanted to go see talk to the Adventurers Guild, and just see, but
there's also that option to the unseen
mean-
keepers. Yeah.
maybe they hire freelance, adventurers for trips that pay 1,000 gold for only a day's work.
I don't know about that. I mean, Gala's got the Wait, when? Sorry, when was the Has Gala already got the armor she bore? Or is it being made? Being made, right?
The splint mail?
Yeah.
Yeah, she already has it.
Oh, okay.
It was basically fitted to you
Right.
on the spot.
Yeah, then Gala will just I've got some modifications to make to this armor. So I wouldn't mind heading in early to do that. But if you guys want to go to the Adventurers Guild, I suppose we could go. But I don't think we're going to get anything there. At least if they're anything like the, they probably don't really deal with individuals who don't sign up, and I don't think any of us want to sign up. So. Yeah.
Usually, from experience, like general knowledge, yeah, in that unless you're part of the guild, they're not going to give you jobs.
Maybe the Lord needs some help, right? Right?
Well, again, if we're going to go see the Lord, it'll probably be the first thing in the morning. So if we don't think there'll be much point of going to the Adventure Guild, then we'll probably just turn in early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I assume you're staying at the Courageous Tankard for the
Yeah, I
night.
mean, we're already there.
All right. So one thing is, there's only rooms with 2 beds. So no 4 bedrooms. So do you wish to stay here or go find somewhere where you can all sleep in the same room?
No, we can't go at night.
Where's
Well, it's not night.
the...
It's just would be night if we went all the way to the.
Yeah, it's
Castle.
sunset now.
house?
Oh, okay. I don't care, honestly.
I mean, it's probably cheaper outside the walls, right? This is inside the walls,
No,
right?
this is outside the walls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can stay here. Yeah, we can just take 2 rooms then. Why not?
Okay. So
How much is a room?
it's 6 silver per person.
Okay.
So essentially 12 silver per room.
Azure will pay the 12 silver for her invalid.
All right, cool.
Aw, bestie.
Yeah.
Aww.
So
So
we'll pay 6.
I will pay 6.
okay, all right. No besties in that other room, just normal friends.
Mm,
All right. Okay, so
Friends where one tried to jumped into a hole to save the other's life.
yeah,
That's true.
that is very true. That is very
That's
true.
true, yeah.
All right.
That's
So
bestie stuff.
you have some dinner. You go to your rooms. Anything you wish to discuss before you head to bed, or can we just skip to the next day?
Violet, would you like to discuss the intricate world of global economics and politics before we go to bed?
Maybe tomorrow night.
Oh. Okay.
Violet was gonna try and wait at some point and see if Harrison wakes up, and if not, eventually wake him up for her question.
He is out
Yeah,
like a
that's all-
light.
That conversation will probably make him fall asleep earlier.
Yeah.
Violet, for this ring, you wanted me to prepare something, right?
Yeah.
Did you just want I mean, how much room have you got for spells in there? Did you just want one thing, or like multiple, or right? So I can present my options, and maybe you can choose, right? So I've got this. It's not built yet, but I can make it in time for tomorrow. I can make I've got a shard of an air stone actually, and I can use that to create a sort of it creates a miniature effect of an air stone to reduce the impact of gravity as you fall, which could be pretty useful. Though I guess if we are, I mean, maybe if one of us gets picked up by a wyvern, that could be helpful. I could also create a kind of some of my own not very nice to be near poison. Effectively, it's this horrible acidic substance that you can spray over a place and it won't be very nice for whoever's there. Or I could create a it's a kind of like it creates this it modifies the light around a subject using a series of crystals in order to modify their appearance, so you could disguise as something. I don't know if that would be useful here, but maybe.
I think the thing you said about the airstone about that might be really useful because, especially since we're going off to we're possibly going to deal with wyverns.
Right. That sounds good. I'll work on that.
Okay. How many slots do you have open?
That one, so
Oh, just the first level spell? Okay. All right, cool.
yeah,
So,
with because the other one got filled up with inflict wounds. That
all right. If there's nothing else, you go to sleep.
yeah. Well, Violet did want to try and wake up. You said Harson wouldn't even wake up.
Yeah,
to
he's not waking up.
Parting.
He's not waking up.
Okay.
He did warn you that he would be going into a deep sleep because he needs to preserve and recover energy as much as he can because he used a lot. He used a lot.
Okay. Lazy bones.
Uh-huh. Hey. Hey. Hey.
I hate you.
All right. So morning comes, and as you wake up, you all wake up to find it's actually a pretty beautiful day. Very nice. Birds are singing, and quite chilly though. That's it. Yes, it's a beautiful day. You go downstairs. You have breakfast. And Griffin Crest is your oyster.
Okay. To begin with, Gala will cast Featherfall into the ring.
Oh, okay.
And she's also obviously modified the armor, so now she has some even cooler looking armor than before.
Hell yeah. It has a very clearly dwarvish design to it. It's very square in its design and very... it has a lot of angles.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the is the things you got installed in a shield, it's still just a regular shield, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still just a normal
Just
shield.
looks a bit cooler.
If you manage to get more of it, it will give you a specific benefit, but
Oh,
with just that little piece, no. If you
Yeah,
do
I
manage to
think
get more, hunt another land shark, then yes.
okay.
Something to keep in mind.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe we'll find another one. Anyway, yeah.
Go
I
hunt?
guess we're going to the.
You know there's one somewhere. Because
We do.
remember, there were two that attacked the caravan.
Yeah, I think for now though we're going to the well, wherever we can presumably to the castle to
steward.
find the Lord.
Yeah.
Steward.
So you go to the castle, and as you get there, you do see there's another female dwarf that she seems to be the steward here, and but she does immediately inform you, if you wish to have an audience with the Lord, I can pencil you in for an audience. And she starts flipping through a little book. Ah, yes. How does in 2 weeks sound to you?
Oh, that might be a bit too long. Do you? Would we require an audience with the Lord if we wish to gain temporary access to the library?
It is his private library, so I would say so. Yes.
I see.
We're just the reason we wanted it just access is because we're looking up information about the Temple of Bones.
The Temple of Bones?
That's correct. We've actually us alongside a Knight of the Light. We are intending to journey that way in order to purify the temple.
Oh my!
seek,
I didn't realize you were with the Unseen Keepers. If you're doing such a thing.
well, we're not, but our ally might be. Was he?
No, he wasn't.
No, he only spoke of the light.
Oh, you're not. Oh, you're not with the guild. You're just unaffiliated adventurers. Then my apologies. You'll have to wait for a meeting. Best I can do. She like licks her lips. Next week I can pencil you in for 5 minutes.
Do you mean people from the guild do not have to wait?
That's not how it works. But if the Unseen Keepers, the director of the Unseen Keepers, issues a request, usually the Lord does attend to it sooner than other requests. They have. She pauses for a moment. An agreement, if you will.
join the guild?
Do you wish to join the guild?
No, sorry. I spoke out loud. Sorry. And she lowers her head.
All right. Well, but what name should I put in for the appointment?
About 2 weeks might be. We'll I think we'll come back another time to perhaps schedule a different time, because we'll have, if it's in that long, we'll have to think about our schedules.
My apologies. Lord Rurik Luthger is a very, very busy dwarf.
Yeah, that's very understandable. We'll be back.
Yes, of course. And you are escorted out by 2 burly Goliath guards.
Right, that's a problem. Unless we want to try to sneak our way in there, it might be difficult to get the information in a timely manner.
I don't think he would enjoy sneaking into a conversation. Right?
I think Gala meant sneaking into the library itself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where this library is within the castle.
We don't know where the library is. That's a crime. I'm out.
It's
Well,
a crime.
I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying, like,
I could.
that's- yeah. Not saying you. Let's consider our options.
Mm-hmm.
Our options are immediately we could join the knight. What's his name? Go
Amara?
into, yeah. We could join him tomorrow. Go into the Temple of Bones, but that would leave us with basically no time to prepare the potions to resist the miasma, and it would give us no
Yes.
time to wait for an audience to perhaps get access to the library and gain more information. Or we could wait and do those things, but not have this night with us unless we can convince him to wait.
What if we joined the guild? I was actually curious.
I mean, if you want to, I don't really. Do I know anything about the what was the guild?
The Unseen Keepers?
The Unseen Keepers, yeah.
No. It's a local guild.
Oh, they're locals.
Well,
Yeah.
They're
yes.
local. Yeah.
Keep in mind.
If you want
Keep in
to
mind.
join the guild.
Keep in mind, you are in a very quote-unquote rural area. You're basically
Rural island, yeah.
You're
Right.
basically in the outer rims, so you're not gonna find like the huge name mega popular guilds that are usually stationed in the big name cities. Not to say that there's not strong people here and potentially famous people, but like right away, it's not popping out to you.
The issue I would have with joining a local guild is that we would be tied to a temporary place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you. So no.
Okay, we have established that. No. Other options then.
Well, I mean, is looking at books that no one is reading necessarily a bad thing?
Well, I mean, we're only going in to read there. It's not like we're going to destroy anything.
Or take anything, right?
Exactly. We don't need to take anything. We just need to look. But the problem would be getting in. We don't know where it is, and we don't know any protection it has. Not that we would sneak in there.
Still a crime. To
It's a
to
victimless
do
crime.
it. It's a crime. It doesn't matter. Look, it would not be good for us,
Of
strangers.
course, I'm not saying we should.
So let's not talk about it.
Right. Yeah. Let's not talk about it. And Gala's gonna she fiddles with Gala fiddles with her helmet a bit and is gonna cast a message to Gala's gonna cast a message to Sherry and say do you think you could get inside?
I can try. Sherry will respond with message. With the response from that.
Gala will
She
also
knows enough about
message
magic not to reply out loud.
Gala will also message Violet and say Sherry and I think it might be a good idea to at least investigate the possibility of perhaps simply reading some books, nothing more. Would you be on board?
Violet will, and not using her own message, but just actually responding with the thing, to say, I could I'll make Sherry invisible like before for a time. I'm not. I mean, I could definitely help in that regard, and
Is everything okay? You all be quiet for a while.
No, they're not even quiet, Azure. You actually see they are whispering, not even close to each other. They're like looking at each other and whispering very to themselves, and nobody's communicating. Because remember, message, you have to whisper the message. Even if Azure is not listening, Azure just still sees you all whispering to each other.
Violet's still fanning through her cards like she's just talking to herself. So this is...
I see how it is. It's nice getting healed, but when it comes to law-abiding citizens, you're oh no.
I was just I was just
Law-abiding
thinking.
citizens?
Sorry, Seven, I didn't understand. Sorry. Can you repeat?
Seth?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Can you repeat?
Law-abiding citizen?
Ah, yes.
Yeah. I'm religious. This is the will of the light. Everyone is entitled to their privacy. You know, you work hard for those books. Those are kid books.
Yeah, and we're not gonna take any of them. You know.
I'm very
It sounds-
comfortable with this.
Books are meant to be read, though. And if people can't read them, then are they books?
If a book is read in a library and no one is around to hear it, see it.
If a book is opened inside a library and nobody's around to read it, does it contain words?
Exactly.
Yes.
You can phrase it all you want, right? I'm not committing a crime like that just for no reason.
Yeah, and we're not going to make it.
Didn't you say that it was the Church of Light that did the expedition? Maybe they have some records of that, and maybe they will openly give us the records instead of us having to break into property and risking getting arrested.
That's a really good idea. Azure.
Of course it is.
Yeah. How about Azure? You could go to the Lumen and ask about that. and we will.
While you break into the library. Yeah. Right?
I
You know
didn't
what?
say that.
You know what? I'm not stupid, Gala. But you know, if you want to get in trouble, Violet, if this is the crowd you want to hang out with, right? I'm out of here. I'm cleaning my hands of this mess.
Oh, look, I didn't say we'd do it. Okay, I didn't. Okay,
You didn't say you're not doing it.
Okay, we'll go with you to back to the Lumen, but we did already go there, and it didn't seem like she had anything else to, or he had anything else to share with us.
Well, it was a long, long time ago, right? He probably doesn't even remember it.
I suppose.
All right. What do you wish to do then? Are you all going to the Lumen?
It sure is.
Goes with the jury.
Okay.
As much as she endorses the.
I endorse a life of crime,
She-
but I'm
But-
too
but-
much of a sheep to do it.
No, the jury made Violet feel bad.
Aww.
Yes, religion.
Yes.
That's
power.
religion is just more a jury's her
Religion
best friend.
achieved.
And
All right.
Carrie's just like, wait, but I do crime all the time. It seems okay.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's okay when Sherry does crime. Okay, got it.
Hey, nobody got me with that in game, so
Okay, okay. So just to make sure, you're heading back to the church. That's what's happening. All of you.
Seems so.
Yeah.
Unless Violet wants to cast invisibility on Sherry.
as her back if Violet is bothered by her gaze.
Violet's gonna follow Jur and just kind of give a look back, kind of like, sorry.
All right. Gala and Sherry. No invisibility, but what are you two doing? Are you going with them, or are you staying and trying to sneak into the castle?
I mean, Carla has absolutely no. Well, that's not true. She has some subterfuge abilities, but I mean,
Well, it's up to you. It's up to
Okay.
Gala and Sherry. What do you wish to do? Because the other two are leaving.
when we when we went to the castle,
Yes.
could we see, like, was there any obvious kind of like building or part of it that would have been the library? Were there like a lot of guards around? Were there just some?
Roll an investigation, Gala. $23. All right. So you remember.
Gala was paying attention.
You remember there are a lot of Goliath guards. All of the guards are Goliath.
Okay.
All of them are between 7 and 9 feet tall. All of them are very well armed and armored. You do notice that security is tight. So within the walls, because there's the outer walls and then there's the castle walls. So within the castle walls, which you did have to enter to, you had permission to enter a small division within the walls, right outside of the main castle. So you, when you stepped into that place, you saw that this area had no way there was a stair that led up where you talk to the steward. So it just leads to the walls, like the top of the walls. Now inside, you looked around. You saw an area that might be where more of the living quarters are. Like it is not as fortified for battle. Is it's more of a tower on the side. Potentially might be a good place to start. But that's about it. Like from the little visit that you did, you get the sense that that could be that place, but it does have some tight security. So that depends on how good the sneaking is going to be. To enter, you do have to enter through the main entryway, though. So you'll have to navigate within the castle itself. Oh, cool. A hero point from work.
Hmm.
So, what do you wish to do? Make a decision, please.
Okay.
Sherry will not plan to sneak in unless Gala is okay with it, because I'm sneaking in.
I mean,
Based on
Gala's
her
okay
idea.
with that. Gala's just mainly thinking about how to get away from Azure.
I mean, Azure and Violet already left, right?
Or did they just leave? Did
They are-
check to see if
They are in the process of leaving, unless Spiral tells me that Azure is waiting for the others.
is Azure waiting.
No, Azure left for the Lumen.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Gala will stay behind with Sherry then, and just kind of looks to her and then just like, well, you want to do some crime?
Sure.
All right. So here's how it's going to work. I could sneak in with you if I had time to modify my armor. It would be ideal if I had a different set of armor that isn't so heavy. But I don't think that's available on super short notice, unfortunately. I do, however, I could disguise myself, but it might be probably the best option is if we could get Violet to make you invisible, and then you can go in there and I disguise myself.
Violet, I will say this. Violet already said that she's not helping you.
Right. Well, I guess I could try disguising myself, but the only
I can also disguise myself a little bit, but I can't make myself look like those guards. They're too tall.
Yeah, exactly. I'd have to disguise myself as the steward.
Well, there's by the way, there's dwarf servants moving around. The Goliaths are just the guards.
Oh, okay. What if we disguise ourselves as servants?
That could work.
All right. Are you both casting disguise self?
Well, the main what we'd have to consider first is getting in if we're disguising ourselves, because it would be weird for servants to be just walking in from outside the castle, right? We'd have to think of some way to get in and either make it seem natural or sneak in and
That's up to you how you want to play it.
We could wait around to see if any servants enter from outside. It is early morning. I don't know if any of them live outside the castle. Some might be showing up. If they do, so we could do that and wait to see if any of them show up, and then maybe,
Yeah,
just
that could work.
see how they handle it, and then
We need to case the joint.
exactly. No point just walking right in. We need to see what we're working with.
All right. Roll perception, both of you.
Okay.
12. Okay, respectable. Okay.
It
13.
disconnected me and I had to reload, so
We do
We
have
do.
hero points.
Yeah. I might use one of those hero
I'll
points.
use all the game's almost over, so I'll use a hero
Oh,
point.
oh,
Okay, both of you can
Never
use your
mind.
hero points.
I didn't realize we were both. Can I not do it, or no,
You can
I'm sorry,
not do it if you want.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Okay, so you wait around, and Sherry, you do notice at some point while Gala is still fiddling with her armor device. After about 15 minutes, you notice that there are two dwarves. They look like servants from their attires and seem like stables, working at the stable or something like that. They walk in. They talk to as they walk towards the main gate. They talk to the guards. They give each other a nod. They seem to know each other, and they go in. It's like just walk in. They seem to know each other. They give each other a nod and just go in.
All right. We can't disguise ourselves as those particular servants. We could try. I mean, we could try disguising ourselves and just servants. Maybe that we saw inside. They might have forgotten who's entered already.
You did see a couple.
I mean, it's worth a try, I guess. If we need to, we can run away.
Yeah, if we're disguised, they won't know it's us trying to sneak in.
Precisely. I guess we'll give it a try then.
All right, both of you are going to roll me intelligence to see how well you remember the faces and the features of dwarves you saw inside. So,
Okay.
roll me intelligence, each of you, as you cast disguise self.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh!
Good thing we
Save
have
that
another hero
point,
point.
yeah.
You do have a hero point.
Yep.
Although it would have been funny if you didn't re-roll that, but sure.
It would have been funny to just have a perfect dwarf replica,
Yep.
and then like just this caricature of what a dwarf might be.
Dwarves look like, right?
All right, so you both of you turn. Gala, you turn yourself into a dwarf that you actually saw passing by when you went in and you were waiting for the steward. It's a female dwarf with a long braid. Seems to be young. Seems to be around 100 years old, more or less. Dwarves tend to be adults at around 80, so she's around 100 years old, fairly young. Seems to be judging from all the flour in her apron, she seems to be a cook. She was probably moving around to get some supplies. So you turn into her, perfect match. The armor might be a little bit loud. I assume you deactivate the armor and you.
Yeah, Gala does not have the armor.
Okay.
Like worn.
Okay.
But yeah, the
Which means
can't-
you're shorter than her, but you are. It's like the illusion is great. Meanwhile, Sherry, you turn yourself into a male dwarf. seems to be an older man, hunched forward, but you're not that hunched. Shorter beard. Yeah, seems fine. Like from what you remember, Sherry, seems fine. You start heading towards the main gates of the castle. Meanwhile, Violet Azure, as you are heading towards the Lumen, you glance back, and both of you realize, yeah, the other two are not going with you. They stayed behind at the castle to do a crime. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay, crime!
Crime, I love crime.
Yeah!
It's
So,
not a
Look up some
crime. They're
character
just
ideas in case
just
we
a-
get arrested and thrown into jail for life for the rest of the game next session after we can do party.
it's just a visit, a friendly visit to their neighborhood
Yeah.
library.
This can't possibly be the worst library trip that I've been in a D&D game. We are probably not going to burn it down.
I do have one thing I forgot to mention that I was planning on doing this before we went in, which is that Gala, she in addition to the she would have activated this kind of crystal array across the what she wears underneath the armor to disguise herself. She also has this little kind of crystal kind of earpiece in her ear, which is her activating comprehend languages.
Oh, she casts comprehend languages. Okay.
Yes.
Wait.
It's not concentration or anything.
It's not concentration. No. Okay. Cool. I just had to check because two
no.
concentration spells. All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is disguise self-concentration? It's not right.
This
It's
guy's
another
self.
crime.
I-
The concentration spells.
This guy's self. I think is concentration. Is it?
Let me check.
This guy's self. It is not concentration. So you can actually have two. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I could concentrate on something else. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I also need to indicate that I've used one of my 2 first level spells today.
Oh yeah, because you're a wee rogue. You're fine. Okay. All right. I'm gonna find someone to raid. Someone playing D&D, as per usual. That's what we like doing in here. I hope you had fun. This was more of a investigation and research kind of.
And crime.
Not yet. That is next week. The criming is next week.
Be small, do crimes.
Be small. I mean, that is you to a T, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aw, I like the name of this streamer. Roll for disaster.
Oh.
Oh no.
That is.
Hey, that's what we do.
They are currently in an arena, so this could be fun. Let's go check them out. Let's go just give them some love. Raid. Yeah. I have no idea who they are, but this could be fun. So either way, thank you so much for joining me, my lovely players, my wonderful players. Thank you for, well, not burning down the city yet. And
Yet.
Yet. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope everyone watching enjoyed the session. Yes, Sunday, I'm gonna be DMing a one shot here on the channel, which was supposed to happen last Saturday, but we couldn't do it. But it's gonna be a one shot with 2 newbies, so that's gonna be fun to
Don't
complete.
TPK them.
I'm gonna try.
No, that's what you say. I won't. Not I'm going to try.
Anyway, but yeah, and next week we continue with this mess that we have. this seasons for this group tend to last longer than seasons for the other group, which is very interesting to see. But
Look, if you just said, "Hey, go to this Temple of Bones," by the way, there's no giant poisonous that'll suck your
Uh,
There's
well,
no
soul.
wyverns and
There's just
spiders in there.
undead